Hello, anyone that actually watches this video. I figured I might as well just make a video about all the Crazy Frog stuff that I have, along with some other stories I have along the way about how I got them, and stuff like that. So, here's my most recent addition to my collection. It's a mug with the drone on it. It's got this nice black rim and black inside. Got this messenger bag here. It says "Just Frog It." If I could do this with one hand, open it up. There we go. Well, just a bag. You know, it's got a zipper there, zipper on top, and this nice mouse pad with Crazy Frog complete with his little wiener there. Now, in case you aren't blind, you might have noticed that it says "Team" on all of them. And in case you didn't know, I've been on the quote-unquote Crazy Frog social media team for now, let's say about a year or two, I think. I think back in 2019, the Crazy Frog Discord server was created, to which I was I became an admin on. I think maybe past like a year or so ago, I finally got in touch with the producer, and this was sort of a little Christmas gift to me and anyone else in our team. Everyone got to choose three pieces of merchandise from the official store, and he had it customized just for us to have "Team" written on everything. So super cool, super high quality. You know, this thing's probably not gonna fall apart. Doesn't feel cheap. I'm not actually planning on drinking anything out of this. I think it just looks cool. This, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with. Maybe just like a laptop bag or something. But yeah, for all the people, you know, on Twitter saying like, "Oh, the Crazy Frog producer is evil. He's got a gun to our heads. He's gonna kill us and whatever." It's just stupid. It's not true. He literally sent us cool merch, so what more could you want with that? Next, a couple things on the wall here. Trying not to get a picture in the frame on the right, so it's going to be kind of awkward. But here's a cardboard art piece I did. I think I did this in 10th grade, I'd like to say. How I made it, you cut around the stencil here on a sheet of cardboard. Background's, I think, watercolored. Everything else I think is colored pencil, I think. I don't know. I was super proud of it. I think it turned out really good, so I hung it up on my wall here. Here's another thing too, the annoying thing pen game. I want to get more of these eventually. This is the only one of these Gamzee games that I have. I know there's plenty more on eBay and stuff, but they can run for like $30 or so plus shipping. It's kind of just too much money for me to be spending right now. But you know, you see that, you see the back here. You know, coolest pen game on the block. You know, if you pulled up in, say, well, 2006, you know, middle school or whatever, pulled up to a test with this pen game, whew, you were the coolest kid on the block, let me just tell you that. Alright, and going off of things that I kind of made myself, first here's just my school bag. I made, if you want to scan this, you can go right ahead. With Spotify, it's just a Spotify code for Axel F. So far, nobody's asked to scan this. You know, go figure. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, "Oh, let me go scan your keychain or whatever." But it's, you know, it's whatever. Here's a 3D printed model of Crazy Frog. Now, a little story behind this. This is a keychain. I don't have the keychain that the model's like based on, but it's a scan of that keychain. I printed this about, I think, 150 millimeters tall. and spray painted it gold afterward. This was my first 3D. This was on my first 3D printer. I've got a second 3D printer here. Then yeah, spray painted gold, and then here's a much smaller one, about 2 inches tall, I think. Yeah, just about that. Here's a laser engraved Crazy Frog. I think I made this in middle school, if I want to guess. Whenever I was in 7th grade. It was made with Luan wood. You can see, if you look at it real close, how it made the dot patterns, and so from afar it looks like Crazy Frog. And then another thing here is my wallet. It's just a Ridge wallet, except I took the front plate off and had Crazy Frog engraved on the front, and it's not scratched up or anything. I mean, the whole wallet is scratched up, but I think it looks pretty cool. Alright, and so the next thing that I've made myself warrants our first story for today. These are the Crazy Frog cards. The Crazy Frog unofficial trading cards, that is. Now, you could kind of say that these were the Crazy Frog NFTs before NFTs really even were a thing. So, let's just go a little backstory on these. I started the whole thing when I was maybe in, I think, 7th grade too. So whenever that year was. What happened was I had to babysit some neighbor's dog, right? And this was like right around the time when I just found out about Crazy Frog, because bear in mind, when I was in middle school, Crazy Frog had long been just dormant. So, I was like, what would be funny? What if I printed out like 10 pictures of Crazy Frog and hid them around this poor person's house? Because I was an idiot middle schooler. Now, I never actually did that, so I just had 10 pictures of Crazy Frog printed on, standard letter size paper. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take this on the bus with me and, I don't know, figure out what to do. So I started trading them around with people, and you can see where it was going. Like, people were trading around, like, oh, I want this render of Crazy Frog. Oh, I want this one. And I was like, I have a genius idea. So that's where the first set of Crazy Frog cards came from, up to here. So our first series of Crazy Frog cards, series 1, that came out at some point. I'll probably just edit a picture of when this came out. Yeah, basically each one was laminated with plastic. You can see the back because it's sunny right now. Each one had a rarity too, so the blue ones is common. If I could find a brown one, that's bronze. Grayish one, silver. I'll just flip through these. After silver, oops, I'm doing this all wrong. After silver was gold, this yellow one. And then, well, rainbow was after hyper, so hyper was almost as rare, rainbow's the rarest one. Hyper is not as rare as rainbow, but still pretty rare. So each one of these cards, just a picture of Crazy Frog that I found off Google Images. There's a little trivia that was just ripped off the Wikipedia page for Crazy Frog. As time went on, I ended up running out of all the trivia that was on the Wikipedia, so I had to start like making stuff myself. So you kind of see that in the later stuff. Like, you can even see it with this one. This one I just grabbed someone's fan art off DeviantArt, and the trivia was like, oh, how many results Crazy Frog had on DeviantArt, although this was the results at the time, so I'm sure it's definitely definitely very outdated. So here's series 2. Pretty much the same thing. Each series would have 20 cards. They each had the same amount of rarities too. The only difference with the rarities was how many I would actually print when I was printing them, and I would take like hours to print these things. Like, it was a grueling task, to say the least. But, you know, so I've got everything from scenes from the music videos to, I don't even know what this was from. It's just random stuff off Google Images. This one is my favorite card. This one, Suicide Prevention Crazy Frog, that's my favorite out of all the cards that I've made here. You know, got the Crazy Frog Bros. Just keep flipping. This one was kind of weird. This is like some fan-made documentary. I don't actually know where I could get it. Alright, Series 2 done. Series 3. Let's pull that aside. Okay. Here's Series 3. I kind of messed up these cards. I remade all the cards that I've made. But I messed up like 3 of them. I think Series 3, yeah, Series 3 was when I started like making my own designs. Or not designs, but like pictures of Crazy Frog. So like this MLG Crazy Frog one, I photoshopped that myself, or I guess GIMP, you know, because I made all this stuff in GIMP. More of these. This one's pretty gruesome. Yeah, this one, these 3 I screwed up when I was making this. I also made this picture. It's kind of a bad Photoshop, but you know, whatever. That was a funny card. You'll see in a sec, or a few minutes actually. Okay. On to Series 4. Let's put this off to the side here. Okay, Series 4. This was when I was really like, this is where I was really like pulling at strings, trying to find trivia. This picture I actually made, and I actually tweeted this, which is kind of funny. This dabbing thing I edited. More stuff here. Okay. This is funny. This is just a meta card of the Crazy Frog cards. But at this point, after Series 4, I really just like had no other pictures to do. So I think I just kind of stopped here. Plus I went from middle school to high school, and it was easy to sell middle schoolers Crazy Frog cards for 50 cents a pack. The 50-cent packs were 3 cards, and I also made foil packs. So here's the foil cards too, which were like variants of cards. So like, for example, this one was a variant of 1, variant of number 5. So I made 5 foil cards in total. There's really no difference with the foil cards, just like, I don't know, it's slightly darker than a silver one. And there's that. Those are all the Crazy Frog cards I made. As I was saying before, it's easier to sell these things in middle school. After high school, you know, you lose most of the kids you're selling these things to, and you have to like market them to new people, and it just gets hard. And it's like people are more money conscious, so it's like they're not going to be bringing quarters into class and be like, oh, I'm gonna get some cards. That being said, there were some people that would get a ton of cards. Like they would give me like $10 and like, all right, let's do huge Crazy Frog card pulls, and that I do respect. I did respect that. But yeah, so that's all the Crazy Frog cards that I made. Very funny story of how I started making them, and yeah. So now onto my CDs, DVDs, and games and stuff. So let's just go from this rack here. So here's Crazy Hits, of course. Now I also have Crazy Hits again, but what's the difference? This one's the Jamster one, and this one is the Universal Motown Records one. So they're actually different. This one, in Axel F, when he's like, in this one, you know, he's like, da, 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 da. This one he says, just this one I hate. I just don't like it. Like this one I'm used to. This one it just sucks, but it does have all the crazy features. So you know, there's that. More Crazy Hits. same thing. Just, you know, Everybody Dance Now, same thing, nothing special. Popcorn, you know, it's Popcorn, bunch of remixes of Popcorn. This is kind of interesting. So it's a Universal Motown Records group sampler, and the first thing that it has on it is Crazy Frog's Axel F. Now, I bought this on eBay thinking it was like ultra rare or something. Turns out it really isn't. I think I might have spent like 20 bucks on this CD, and then I saw another person selling the exact same thing for $1. So that kind of sucks. Got Ding a Dang Dong or the Champions here. Got two of them. For some reason, one's yellow, one's red. They're both Jamster, so I don't know. Got Axel F single here. Popcorn single with the holiday stuff. I haven't gotten all of the music that I want to get. Here's the same thing, but Jingle Bells Can't Touch This with enhanced CD bonuses and whatever. So that's kind of cool. Here's another one, Jingle Bells Last Christmas. Jamba, not Jamster. Different. Here's another interesting one that I have. This one was sold as like a demo disc or something. I don't know how rare this is. I've never seen this before. The thing is that it's kind of weird because when you think of the follow-up to Axel F, you think of Popcorn. But this one says, I Like to Move It. So it's really weird. It was sold to me in like a plastic case or like a plastic film thing. So like I just put it in a regular thin jewel case, but it's still pretty interesting. Probably spent way too much money on it. It was like maybe 20 or 30 bucks, but still kind of interesting. This one doesn't really count. This one just sucks ass. Just Froggy Frog versus Axel F. I just bought it because I thought it was funny, but it like genuinely like sucks. It's just like a really crappy remix of Axel F, and then a bunch of this DJ's other remixes and stuff. It's just not that good. Let's see, it's the DVDs and stuff I got. Here's Crazy Video Hits, just some music videos. It's all. Crazy Frog Racer for PC. Crazy Frog Arcade Racer, as it's known in the United States. Otherwise, it'd be Crazy Frog Racer 2. I should probably get Racer 2 at some point. This disc is actually scratched. It doesn't even read, which sucks. Here's Crazy Frog Racer for PC as well. The only thing is this is not an official copy. I literally just burned it. If I can open this. Oh, I did a decent-ish job, but this is just a bootleg copy that I made. It has like a cracked version of Racer on it. Here's another copy of Racer. This is GBA copy. Made like a little case to keep the contacts clean. So there's that. I don't actually have a Game Boy to play it with. And then here's another little thing that's just on it. It's these little danglers. They look kind of goofy. I don't know if they're official or not, but I don't know, they're kind of funny. Just kind of put them here. Almost the final stuff. It's just plushes and other things I might have forgotten about and stuff like that. Start with the biggest plush I've got here. Is the Outrageous Entertainment's one. Can't even find the sticker. Whatever. Yeah, it's the biggest one I've got here. I've got two of these exact same ones, except one is like slightly larger than the other. This one says the annoying thing. It has a really big butt. Yeah, this one's a little smaller. I got this little holiday thing keychain here. Okay. A link to link. I don't know what this is. Is this like supposed to be like a cuff link or something? Like an earring? I don't know. Here's another little Sleepy Frog keychain here. Kind of interesting. Oh, you know what? I was wrong about before when I said I didn't have the keychain that the 3D models were based on. So This looks like it. I think the arm moves. I'm not sure. I haven't even opened this. But yeah, it's a phone strap, so that's cool. Here's something I forgot to mention with the stuff that I made. So this I probably made in 7th or 8th grade. Yeah, it's just a block of wood with my name on it. It says Bing Bing. It's Crazy Frog. Here, I got this from an arcade in like downtown. This is one of the little whack-a-mole things on the Crazy Frog arcade cabinet. Yeah, this is, if this isn't news to you, I have a Crazy Frog arcade cabinet, which I'll show later and give a little update on. I wouldn't use this as a spare, but I don't know, it's in alright condition. I don't want to admit that I stole it, but I stole it. It was broken off, so I was like, I was a dumb kid, you know, and I think it's cool. But now I have the whole arcade cabinet, so, you know. Here's this Crazy Frog boombox. It's kind of broken. I don't know where the antenna went, just didn't include it. Also, it slips when it's opening. Other than that, I mean, it works. If I need to listen to CDs, you know, I'll just use this, just because it's fine. Here's like the last thing, which is really kind of funny. It's a Crazy Frog Delaware plate, and this is real. Like, it's dusty because it's been sitting here. I sold the car that this went with, so yeah, now I just got the plate. Yeah, CRZYFRG. Whenever I would get a new car, this will be affixed to it, but yeah, right now it's just kind of sitting in my room, not on a car. The old car that I had it on, it was a 2005 Mazda 3. There was a rust spot on it. The engine ran fine, the clutch was fine too. It was a manual transmission. The only thing that, like, I just couldn't bear to deal with it because there was like suspension problems in the back, and I was trying to replace the shock absorbers, and one of the nuts stripped, so I couldn't get it, and then I ended up breaking more stuff, and then the engine started like lifting, and the engine started like making this really grindy sound when I would accelerate. Too much to deal with. Don't get cars off Craigslist. Whatever. I got my Crazy Frog plate though, so that's all that matters. Okay, and so the last part of my Crazy Frog collection, of course, is the arcade cabinet. For those who didn't see the last video, or maybe I didn't explain it, I got this on eBay for $200. It was only about an hour drive away, so rented a van to pick it up. About $100 for that. And it is here. It is living in my house now. It ran fine until I broke it. So that's been a bit of a thing. I'll give a little update on that. You know, I got tickets for it. Just need to wait for it to work. Oops, I accidentally screwed this up. There we go. Alright, let's give a little update on this, I guess. So how I broke it, first and foremost. I think what happened was that I was messing around. There's a board in it called the anti-interference board, and I'll pull up a picture of it. And what I must have done was I was screwing around with it, and there's 3 plugs on it, and 2 of them are supposed to turn on with a delay, and one of them turns on instantly. And what I must have done, because there's 2 power supplies, is I plugged one of the power supplies in to turn on instantly, and the other one, and all the other lights and stuff, to turn on with a delay, and that would cause it not to boot. So that, like, I was immediately like freaking out, like, what the hell's happening? Like, is the power supplies dying? And then what I did was I stuck multimeters and I was stuck multimeters on the power supply terminals and tried to like figure out, okay, like are the power supplies, you know, giving the right voltages and stuff. And what I did was I stuck multimeters on one of the supplies that I couldn't really get a good grip on, or I couldn't really reach around to get, and I shorted AC voltage to field ground, and the whole thing suddenly just wouldn't even turn on. So I was like, oh shit, I killed the anti-interference board and I killed the power supply. Turns out, after I had bought them, which bear in mind they were like $200 or so for, not for both combined, not together. What I figured out was that all it really was probably was just, well, all it is, because it still turned on. I replaced the power supply and anti-interference board. What actually was the problem why it wouldn't turn on anymore was because a fuse broke. So it was probably like $10 to at least get it up and running again. I have to wait on Amazon to deliver that tomorrow. But yeah, just as a kind of ultimate part of my collection here, you know, excellent condition it's in. I still have some cleaning to do. There's some things that, you know, don't really turn really that good. You know, just gotta generally fix it up, but that's about it. That's all the Crazy Frog stuff that I have. Yeah, that's basically it. All right, see ya.